Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for a match preview for a game where Chelsea can qualify for the last 16 of the Champions League. Tonight, we face Rennes at 5:55 UK time, 1:55 my time here in Bali, and 3 points away at Rennes will secure Chelsea's place in the last 16 of the Champions League, where last season we got there and we ended up facing Bayern Munich, which, well, we pretty much knew how that one went. It wasn't pretty. Bayern went on to win the Champions League. Chelsea know that it's looking very likely that it will be between them and Sevilla as to who goes through as the winners of the group. We have to go to Seville, which is not going to be an easy game, but Chelsea have been scoring a lot of goals. We've been winning games by comfortable margins, which means if we get the win again tonight, as long as Sevilla don't catch up with us by getting like a 5 or 6-0, a draw in Seville could still end up being enough to win Chelsea the group. So what we're going to do today is, as with any match preview here on GBFC, we're going to build the team. We're going to talk about how I think Chelsea can go out and win this game. We're in very, very good form. It was a good performance away at Newcastle. I wouldn't say it was of the same intensity, but having read through the comments in the 6 Things We Learned video, some of you guys thought I was being a little bit harsh when, even though I actually accidentally put it as a green box, I said that the gears that Chelsea could have gone through in the game against Newcastle, we didn't quite manage to reach the heights of the free-flowing, fast-paced football that we may have seen in previous games. Some of you thought I was being a little bit harsh. You're probably right, to be honest. It was just after an international break. Chelsea players had big parts to play in all of their international teams' games over the break. So now that we're back into the swing of things, Rennes away, we beat them 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. It could have been more in that game as well, to be honest. Rennes went down to 10 men. We scored a couple of penalties, and other than that, I actually feel as though, considering we played against 10 men, it was a relatively evenly matched game, even though Chelsea dominated. Rennes still had a bit of possession, they still tried to get forward, they created chances, and Chelsea will know the likelihood is it will be 11 versus 11 for the majority of tonight. It's not going to be an easy match, and I've picked a team that I think is more than strong enough to go to France, get the result, qualify for the last 16, and then we can focus our attentions on going to Seville, getting a result, and winning the group. Obviously, Sevilla versus Krasnodar is the other game in the group tonight. Chelsea, we are in scintillating form right now. In the Premier League, we're 2 points off the leaders. We are top of the Champions League group. We were knocked out the Carabao Cup on penalties. So far this season, I'd go as far as to say it's been very good from Frank Lampard's Chelsea. Players that have come in have settled straight into life in West London. By the way, big news, it's looking likely that as soon as this lockdown's over in the UK, fans will be allowed back inside Stamford Bridge. So hopefully we get to see some of our new players in the flesh very soon. We start off with the first one, and it is the goalkeeper. The man who, in my opinion, at this moment in time, I touch wood, I touch my flipping head, Edouard Mendy can do no wrong at this moment in time. Every time I see him in the blue shirt, he's making big saves, important saves. Even when he isn't necessarily at his busiest, I think one of the key things with Mendy is his concentration. There were many times, and have been many times, I hate always bringing it back to Kepa, but it was the same with Courtois as well. In games where Chelsea were dominating the play, the one moment where the keeper has to make a big save, it looked as though they were reacting late or they weren't necessarily concentrating. With Mendy, nothing seems to bypass him, apart from that 1 minute where he almost passed it into his own net at Old Trafford. Apart from that one moment, it looks to me as though he's got absolutely everything that he sees in front of him under control. When the ball's coming towards him, when he's playing out from the back, when he's throwing it, when he's kicking it, Mendy has been absolutely brilliant so far this season for us. He's the number 1 keeper. He starts in goal tonight, moving in to the right back position. Now, with a big game coming up at the weekend against Spurs, part of me is thinking ahead to this game and thinking, Reece James has been in such good form, we play Reece James against Tottenham. Another part of me is thinking, we need a bit of experience against the Jose Mourinho side, who are in very good form themselves, so maybe we play with Azpilicueta. The right back position is the hardest one right now at Chelsea. Reece James is in phenomenal form, and I'm not saying that he's not good enough to play against Spurs. I'm just thinking ahead to that game and thinking about the experience that Aspi has in these big fixtures for Chelsea. Maybe we go with Reece James in Rennes and then use Azpilicueta against Spurs. I have no idea what Frank's going to do with this one, but based off of current form and not trying to think too far ahead to the game against Tottenham at the weekend, it is on Sunday. This is a game on a Tuesday night, so we've got more than enough time to recover. I'm going to say that Reece James continues just because he's been in brilliant form. I've been very impressed with him. And the centre-back pairing, Thiago Silva missed the game against Newcastle, so for that reason, I will partner him alongside Kurt Zouma. Rudiger was actually pretty good against Newcastle. The last 2 times he's been in the team, Krasnodar and also Newcastle, Rudiger's been quite impressive. I'm giving up on the whole Tomori agenda now. I can see that Frank Lampard doesn't really see him as part of any plans to start or even come off the bench at this point. I'm not even going to try and suggest that Tomori plays in the Champions League tonight because Frank's not going to pick him. So for that reason, Thiago Silva and Zouma partner each other. Ben Chilwell is the left back. This back 5 right now for Chelsea, they've got it, you know. There is a good chemistry between all of them now. There's a good click going on with those players. You see Reece James and Ben Chilwell all getting on. Mendy seems to get along with everyone. You've got Silva and Zouma posting up photos, having little jokes with one another. It's good, you know. It's been a long time since I could say that I have been so confident with the Chelsea back line. And it's almost as though, at the click of a finger, with those goalless draws against Sevilla and United, Frank Lampard fixed the problem. There were questions about whether Frank can implement a decent defensive strategy as a manager because we've never seen him do it before. We've answered all of those critics. Chelsea are looking solid at the back. This back 5 is a very good one indeed. Now we move into the midfield 3. I say the midfield 3 because, well, that's what's been working very well for us recently. And the midfield 3 that I'm going to go with today, Kai Havertz, I am not sure he's going to start the game. I think if anything, we could use him off the bench. We obviously know how good of a player he is. He's a very key player in this Chelsea team. But considering he's only been back doing individual training mostly since he recovered from the coronavirus, I think this is a massive match for Chelsea. We really do want to focus on winning the group, so we can't just go to Rennes and play for a draw and, you know, it should be good enough for us to qualify, even though mathematically it wouldn't be tonight. We want to get the job done. We want to go there and get 3 points, leave us with nothing else that we need to worry about in this group for qualification. So, you know, Havertz to come on if we're struggling, yes. Meaning a midfield 3 of Mateo Kovacic, N'Golo Kante and Mason Mount. I think with Kante playing in that holding role, we've looked solid. With Kovacic going forward, Mount was very good again against Newcastle at the weekend. You guys said that I didn't give him enough credit, so I hold my hands up. I probably didn't talk about him enough in the 6 Things We Learned video from Newcastle. Mason Mount was very good. Partner with Mateo Kovacic in the number 8s. I think that is currently the best midfield that Chelsea have. And then we move into a front 3. Christian Pulisic is still injured. He's still kind of recovering from that hamstring injury. Pulisic and injuries. It is a difficult one to discuss at the moment. He is incredibly injury prone. We know the ability that he has. We know the quality that he has. But the front 3 of Hakim Ziyech, Tammy Abraham and Timo Werner is working incredibly well right now for Chelsea. And I saw that Jan, my good friend, Football Therapy, made a video saying, will Christian Pulisic walk back in to this Chelsea team when he has recovered from this hamstring injury? We know he's not in the squad tonight. He didn't travel. I don't know. You know, at the moment, I'm very impressed with Tammy in a number 9. I think obviously Timo would prefer to be the striker, but you can't really take Tammy Abraham out when he's scoring goals, he's assisting goals, and he's playing very well. So at this moment in time, I think it's probably good that we nurse Pulisic back into this team, give him 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, keep going with what's working at the moment, because if we keep winning games the way that we are without conceding goals, by scoring lots of goals, you don't really want to change anything, even to accommodate a player of Pulisic's ability. That's just my opinion. You guys know that I love Christian Pulisic. Obviously, I can't even select him tonight because he didn't even travel to France, so it's irrelevant. But I know that you guys will have something to say about that. In the comments down below, does Pulisic walk straight back in to this starting 11 when he's fully fit? Let me know. It is a big discussion right now because Tammy's playing very well. He's scoring. He's getting assists. He's playing some nice football, setting up the play for his teammates as well. So this starting 11 that you guys can see on the screen, there's obviously a lot more subs that can be used and can be named in the squad. in the Champions League matchday squad, so there's a lot more players on the bench. Let me know if this is the starting 11 that you would choose. I think at the moment, with Chelsea playing the way we are, with the fact that we've got a later kickoff on Sunday, and this is an early on a Tuesday night, Chelsea can afford to play their strongest possible team for this evening without worrying too much about this big one at the weekend against Spurs. There's going to be quite a few videos coming out between the whole Tottenham-Chelsea rivalry between now and that match at the weekend, but 6 things we learned will be out, hopefully, immediately after the game tonight. It's an awkward hour for me. It's going to finish at like 4 a.m. I'll try and get it up for you guys, but if I don't, it'll be out tomorrow morning. Come on, you Blues. A big win tonight, and we will set ourselves up very nicely for a place in the last 16 of the Champions League. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to GBFC if you're new around here and you haven't already done so. Catch you all later. Come on, you Blues.